Alright, one. This is a project I'm starting on now. I got some light down on this so you can see the grain. This is actually a piece of milled spruce. Nice and thick. See, there's a cutout from a log. Did a few for a few projects when we were milling out some big logs used for firewood. Well, since the scale, the square is a foot long, so it's over a foot long. It's over a foot wide. Actually, it's 3 inches. So, now one thing you can't really notice too much on the video here because, maybe, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a slope cut into it. A bit of a fatted center there. This is going to be a chair seat. Now, I need to get a few other things. A few sticks of spruce that I'm going to skin out, and I'm going to get a little PVC on the go this week and make a little steam box. I got some spruce already that are about that thick, and I'll dowel them and drill them. And then for the legs too. Now the only problem is, that's not a crack by the way, that's paint. There is a small crack up here. Now, keep that in mind. Crack here. This is not going to be visible, so this will be filled with wood putty. Now this isn't a crack all the way through. This is fully cured, so this isn't going to break, but ensure that no sudden trauma comes to this, and it does split up the middle. I'm going to put a couple strips here. It's going to help to reinforce for the legs. And this is going to be the bottom here. Now, there's probably going to be some sanding on the go in the front here. Nothing too much. I don't want to, I've broken the edge, but thinking round this out a bit, but this significantly more, possibly. But this is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back. There's going to be some holes drilled here, and there's going to be the back put up. If I can bend it out right, I'm going to make a Windsor style back to it. Any of you carpenters out there know what a Windsor chair is. Well, here's a slight example. It's not really a Windsor chair, but it's got the general shape, even though it's got that ring there. It's a rocking chair that I'm going to be restoring. And this thing just needs a light sand and restain. It's really good, actually. What it is, I don't know. It's oak, I think. But back to this chair. This chair is going to be a bit shorter. This is going to be meant for in a porch, something to sit on, put their shoes on. So the legs are going to be about 6 or so inches shorter, maybe about 9 inches shorter. The back's going to be full-size back so you can lean back, especially if the shoes are really hard to tie and you sit back, take a break. But it's going to be meant for like that. It's not going to be like a single chair to be put up to the head of a table. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do a whole set. No, I'm going to get one slab. I'm probably going to have this as a gift, actually, anyway, to my grandparents. You know, they're getting up in age, and my mobility isn't as good, so something like this would really be a help. Now, this is a standing. This is 1 part dark walnut, 2 parts, I think it was a red pecan, or an orange pecan, and what I did was I mixed in some red chalk dust that's used for chalk lines, and also this has got some scorching from propane torch. I did it to bring out the grain because you can see the difference on the back. The grain isn't nearly blonde or light. It's too blonde. It's almost a white really when it cures out. So this kind of brings it back. Sides are just going to be done in a darker stain just to highlight it out more. There's all just been kind of bark fragments are out of there. There's no bark on this at all. But this is going to be a work in progress. I'm going to be showing some further postings now. I'm probably going to start working on this some more the weekend. And yeah, I'm just debating on what to use for the legs. Now, the only other wood I've got is split wood, so that's not. So I'm probably going to have to go to get some rough 2x4s and probably start milling them, cutting down on this, and well, jobbing them with that. This is going to be very simple stuff. A lot of hand stuff in this. Well, then again, I do have electric sanders and that to put this down. This is 60 grit, then 80 grit, then I went over it with 220 grit. And when I fired this, I did it again with 220 grit. It's a really fine grit. This is like smooth. It feels like it's already varnished. This is only had stain, and this is a rub-in stain. This isn't with like any kind of, polyethylene or anything like that in it. This is just a stain. When I mix the stain, I brush it on heavy, let it set for about 5 minutes, but not too long because the wood was soaked in most of the color, and that wasn't my intention. It was just a highlight. I wipe it off with a rag, wiping deeply and rough, and just make sure it comes out uniform so there's no streaking either. A rag is your best option to keep things from streaking. And it's yeah, it looks older. I've got a stool. I'll probably post that. That's a finished project that my mother wanted done for in the bathroom so her dogs can get into the bathtub easier. I got to put rubber feet on. They're a bit slippery on that laminate floor. So yeah, I'll probably just put that on the next, and actually I put that on right now. If you bear with me for a second, you'll get to see what a finished product with this, with varnish and sanding, looks like. It's a bit more, not so much crude, it's simplistic, so bear with me when you do it. And something actually joined. He matches the stool. This is Pashish. Hi. Hold still for the people. This is a crappy camera, and you look like a bunch of streaks. And he's a little man. You want your belly rubbed? You want your belly rubbed? Why not? No, he just wants to hang out. It's weird. This is the stool I mentioned. Now, actually, it's good to have him to scale. He's about the size of a young turkey that you pick up at the grocery store. He's a very good little man, he is. Wait a minute. Thank you, Porky Pig. No! So, this is the stool. Now, I'm going to show it to you. This is just 2x4 sanded down, screwed in, but all the wood was fired and then given the stain treatment. Now, I didn't varnish these quite as much, the legs, because I just wanted the legs to look, preserved and still bring out the grain. They're still sanded very, but they feel a bit rough hewn. They're not sanded too lightly, and they've got a coat or two of varnish between them. Now, the top here has got about 4 coats. Now, I didn't want to, make it too smooth. The reason why is this is for the bathroom, for grip, to go over in here. So it's still going to have that little, in other words, wet feet is okay for. Just, don't have any soap on them. There's more to help the dogs. You can actually see now, I've only made this a few weeks ago, and there's already scratches here. I might have to re-varnish the top anyway. But, this is it. It's not very big. I'm a size 9. So, it's got a little sitting stool, too, when needed, but it's mostly for little guys like him, so they can get in there. Or the bigger dogs. We have a couple of yellow labs and a mixed dog that's bigger than them. And we got him, and we got his little buddy. Actually, this dog is Pashish. He's a mix. He's a little fox. Oh, now I want. So, anyway, he wants to rub down. See, that's my. It's kind of what the finished product looks like. Now that looks a little ruddy, but I like it. So, this is kind of a prototype in a way of what's going to be. That chair's going to be made of, but the chair is taking more time. This is just something I'll whip together in a couple of hours. So we'll go from there, and you'll see the chair, and the chair will actually look a lot better. You can see there's a little rippling in this. This is just meant for everyday use, but not to really look at too much. So you'll see the chair and updates over the next couple weeks. See you later.